My name is Tim Banowsky, and I started Access Insurance Services 22 years ago. And it has grown from a scratch agency to a $15 million personal lines agency that serves San Antonio and South Texas. Agencies have never been able to manage their renewals, ever. You know, you'll go to meetings and they'll tell you that the retention is X, and you know for a fact that they have no way of tracking it. And you can't just look at your Safeco book or your Progressive book and say, this is my retention. You've got to know what the agency retention is. Before the Retention Center, we had no insight into the renewal process. The policies renewed or they didn't. They did not get anything from us. We had no way to track how much the policy increased in premium, and we had no way to track who we should be contacting and being proactive with. And for the first time in 22 years, we now have a system and we have a workflow that lets us do that. The tool that EZLynx gave us was fantastic. It's a retention center, but I think it's much more than that. It has also, for the first time, really given us the ability to have a workflow for cross-selling policies. And so retention is a great thing in and of itself, but the fact that we can now cross-sell and round our accounts and improve our retention and improve revenue to the agency is amazing. Efficiency and productivity with regard to retention center and with regard to renewals is like night and day. It used to be, before we used the retention center, that we would have to go to the carrier website and try and decipher why the premium had increased. It could be you added a driver, it could be that you had a ticket, you had an accident, there could be all kinds of reasons. And that took quite a bit of time. The beauty of the retention center is that now we can go in and within seconds I can see not only how much your premium increased, but I can see key factors that could have contributed to that. Whether you've had accidents added, whether you've had cars, drivers, I get to see all that within seconds. So the process we use is that first thing in the morning, we have a licensed agent that goes to the renewal center. EZLynx has already identified the policies that are not at risk of leaving the agency. If those policies are monoline, we assign them to two particular agents that try and cross-sell that account. And they contact the insured and let them know. Now, if the policies are not monoline, if we already have the package, then they automatically get an email thanking them for their business, letting them know that we've reviewed the account, and letting them know that we're here to help them if that's needed. The ones that are at a high risk of moving, we take a look at the entire account, and the retention center lets us do that. We know how many policies are with that customer, and those are assigned to particular people to requote and contact those individuals. At first, I think the staff was reluctant, but once we did some training with them, they were very enthusiastic about the retention center.
When the retention center first got brought up, I think there was a lot of hesitance about what we were supposed to be doing or why we were contacting them.
It makes a huge difference being proactive instead of reactive.
I think the retention center has allowed us to be able to retain our customers. They're more receptive when you are calling them than when they're calling you.
I feel at peace now a lot of times. I used to feel like I couldn't get everything done, and the fact is when we look at people that are high risk, a lot of times half those people drop through the cracks because we simply did not have time. It just took too long. And with Retention Center, we're able to go in there and isolate those people and really give them the kind of time and service that they need. If I had to use one word to describe the Retention Center, it'd be money. A 1% increase in retention in an agency this size equals about $20,000 a year. So an 8% increase on the auto side is significant. There's just nothing like it. And there's honestly nothing like it. We touch every single person, every single time.